What if I told you that everything happening in From Season 4 has been leading to this exact moment? What if the answers fans have been waiting years to discover are finally about to surface, but those answers could be more terrifying than the mysteries themselves? The trailer for From Season 4 Episode 7 has dropped, and after watching it multiple times, one thing is clear: this episode could completely change everything we thought we knew about Fromville. Hidden clues, shocking revelations, dangerous experiments, and a mystery connected to the town's darkest secrets are all coming together. And trust me, by the end of this breakdown, you'll see why Episode 7 might be the most important episode of the season so far. The first thing we need to talk about is the title of the episode, Best Laid Plans. In a normal show, that title might not mean much, but in From, plans almost never work. Every time the residents think they have found a solution, the town responds with something even worse. That's why this title feels less like a promise and more like a warning. Somebody is about to make a move they believe will finally push them closer to the truth, but there is a strong chance that plan will backfire in the worst possible way. And that brings us directly to Boyd. The official details reveal that Boyd wants to test a dangerous theory. Now think about that for a moment. Whenever Boyd becomes convinced he has discovered something important, he is willing to risk everything to prove it. We have seen him challenge the rules of the town before, and sometimes it works. But every success comes with consequences. The biggest question is simple: what exactly is Boyd planning to test? Could he be trying to communicate with whatever controls the town? Could he be searching for a weakness in the creatures? Or is he attempting something that nobody has ever tried before? Whatever the answer is, the trailer makes it clear that Boyd is walking into extremely dangerous territory. And if his theory is wrong, he may end up putting the entire town at risk. But while Boyd is looking toward the future, Episode 7 is also taking us back into the past. One of the biggest reveals in the synopsis is that Tabitha and Jade's troubling past will finally come to light. This is huge because these two characters have always seemed connected to the mysteries of Fromville in ways nobody fully understands. Jade has experienced visions from the beginning. He keeps seeing symbols and strange images that appear connected to the town's hidden history. Tabitha, meanwhile, continues finding clues that lead her deeper into the mystery. For years, fans have wondered if these connections are random. What if they're not? What if Tabitha and Jade were connected long before they arrived in town? And here's the scary part: what if the town didn't simply trap them? What if it brought them here for a reason? The more we learn about Fromville, the harder it becomes to believe that anything is accidental. Every person who arrives seems connected to a larger pattern. Every vision appears designed to push someone toward a specific destination. If Episode 7 reveals that Tabitha and Jade share a hidden connection to the town's past, it could completely change how we view the entire series. But there's another character we can't ignore: Victor. Whenever Victor starts remembering things, major revelations usually follow. Victor has survived longer than almost anyone else. He has seen events that nobody else remembers. He carries pieces of the town's history that have remained hidden for decades. And lately it feels like the show is slowly preparing Victor for a massive revelation. Imagine if Victor knows the truth about Tabitha and Jade. Imagine if he's been carrying that secret all this time without fully understanding it himself. That possibility alone could make Episode 7 unforgettable. Now, let's talk about the biggest threat hanging over Season 4, the Man in Yellow. Ever since his appearance, fans have been trying to understand who or what he really is. Unlike the creatures that roam the town at night, the Man in Yellow feels different, more powerful, more important, almost as if he exists above the rules everyone else follows. The monsters are terrifying, but they still seem limited by certain restrictions. The Man in Yellow doesn't. That's what makes him so frightening. What if he's not just another monster? What if he's the reason the town exists in the first place? And here's a terrifying theory. What if Boyd's experiment accidentally attracts his attention? Think about it. Every time someone gets close to understanding the truth, something pushes back. The closer people get to answers, the more dangerous things become. If Boyd starts interfering with forces he doesn't understand, he could trigger consequences that affect everyone. And that's exactly why Episode 7 feels so important. This season is moving toward its endgame. The writers know they can't keep piling mystery upon mystery forever. Eventually, questions need answers. Episode 7 looks like the point where some of those answers finally begin emerging. But in From, answers rarely bring comfort. Instead, they create even bigger questions. What if the town isn't a prison? What if it's a cage? And what if the people trapped inside aren't being kept away from the outside world? What if they're being used to keep something else trapped? Suddenly, everything changes. The monsters, the visions, the symbols, the voices. All of it could be part of a much larger purpose that nobody has understood until now. And if that's true, then escaping might not solve anything. In fact, escaping could make things worse. That's the possibility that keeps coming back as I watch this trailer. Episode 7 feels like the moment where the story shifts from survival to revelation. The characters have spent years asking how to get out. Now they may finally start learning why they're there. My prediction is that Boyd's theory will partially work, but the results won't be what he expects. Tabitha and Jade will uncover a shocking connection to the town's history. Victor will remember something critical, and the episode will end with a major cliffhanger that sets up the final stretch of the season. Because if there's one thing From does better than almost any show on television, it's making viewers believe they found the answer right before pulling the rug out from under them. And judging by this trailer, episode 7 is about to do exactly that. The real question is, are the residents finally close to escaping Fromville? Or are they about to discover that the nightmare is much bigger than they ever imagined? Stay tuned because episode 7 could change everything.